Hey guys, it's Mathel here once again with the follow-up video for the end game of the Lancing Steel Savior Impale Deadeye, using a bit of chain and some life gain on hit for sustain and just cleaning up the end game. So in the video I will just go over a few little boss fights, a few ways or a few sort of mechanics that we've managed to successfully take, and just a bit of gameplay. Now this character did go through content pretty freaking fast. This is kind of a regular map to showcase what clear speed can kind of be, even though there's influence stuff spawning all over the place, which kind of slows us down. But yeah, typically maps take like 40 seconds to a minute or something, and it's probably the fastest I've been just zooming through maps in recent memory anyway, since there's a little danger to our character, and also the long range chain clear is just super effective. Now unfortunately, the more monsters there are, the worse it'll get with the whole chaining mechanic. Since I've got 3 chains, it's not like, 8 chains or some shit, and Pierce would just straight up be better for plenty of content. So the more monsters there are, the worse our chain gets. But when there's like limited amounts of monsters, it's really clean and efficient. So for example, I've been running a lot of Delirium, Sextanted, Double Beyonded maps, that sort of shit. Something kind of like this, except this is just a small amount of Delirium. And as you can see, that sometimes, you're not penetrating through packs of enemies, whereas you might be with Pierce, for example, or if you just had heavier, bigger hits through something like a Champion. It's not an issue, I'm just saying that your clear speed will taper off if you really invest heavily into maps and start doing thicker content. So for most normal conventional stuff, it's not at all an issue, but for like the Double Beyonded, Sextanted crap, you don't have an explosion chest, you don't have any really big pack clear stuff, then it is a little bit inefficient in that right. And you might want to play around with Pierce, not necessarily going chain. You might want to be a champion and just have much bigger damage overall. Likewise with a Berserker or so. Deadeye is just a bit of a meme for me, so that I can use chain and life gain on hit, but you can still make up that life gain on hit through a Watcher's Eye, through really good rings, and just making sure that you hit extremely hard and have better defense overall, perhaps. I don't know. I was pretty damn happy with my character's defense in the end. Good evasion, good dodge, had the Wind Dancer, had Fortify, and I was never really dying to anything normal. It was just the tier 16 100% Delirium I did, and the wave 20 Simulacrum, stuff like that. But otherwise, it was some pretty clean, easy mapping, just about under every context, in every sense, and I just have the life gain on hit to thank for that. As long as a enemy attack is not straight up one-shotting you, then you can recover extremely quickly and face tank just about everything out there. So I did put that to the test with plenty of things. For example, Veritania's little Ice Spear attack, you can easily face tank that one. That's not even too much of an issue, for example, right there. Shaper Beams, freaking could do Phoenix's Whirlwind stuff, though I don't think I've got a clip of that here, but you can just tank that Whirlwind. So, because we're at something like 2,000 life gain per second, probably, like 2,000 regen a second, if you could just imagine that, which is huge amounts of sustain. I don't even know if that's an accurate number, it just kind of feels that way. So all of Eradicator, one of these elder dudes, can face tank that entire fight, the entire encounter, don't have to move through any of that. But there's not too many examples of that for me to show you. It's basically just little bits of memes and stuff. I'm trying to showcase a bit more about the DPS here, which is nothing too special, but it is respectable. It's by no means huge, it doesn't insta-give bosses, it's just good sustained DPS, and you can get much more. I've heard people in my chat say they've got champions with tens of millions of DPS, whereas mine's probably about 6 or 7 million total. So if you really want to invest heavier in the champion, more into your gear and all that, you can definitely push Lancing Steel to the absolute limits and obliterate the game really quickly. But the main thing here is that life gain on hit with this many projectiles is pretty nutty. And Bell Timber Blade is certainly a budget option with the exact same setup, and you'll just have probably slightly more life gain on hit, but you'll hit slightly less hard. And the only real thing I'd say required is probably a savior, because it does feel kind of nice to have your clones help you clean up maps. But aside from that, I wouldn't call them required, and you definitely could get away without a savior, but it's pretty damn fun to have one either way. And you can play around with different versions of Lancing Steel. You can certainly have one with poison, I'm pretty sure, because with the amount of projectiles we hit, the poisons we stack, assassin poison should be pretty potent, and then you can go some strength stack, the classic Alberon route. I haven't yet explored that, but to me it seems like it should be possibly one of the strongest versions of the build. And then you can do like some flat Ellie stacking, and I think it's just a versatile skill at this point because it scales really nicely with projectiles and with the Call of Steel shit. So on that, I hope you guys enjoy the Cirrus fight and enjoyed the build and the video. I will see you guys next time. Playtime this character? I don't know. 23 hours. We hit 94 and did all content like twice. It was pretty fucking zoom.
What's this? A real challenge? You've finally caught my attention.
Base tanking.
Die.
Okay, took the whole thing. The skeleton dude. I just watched him as we're running away, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of funny.
The others found strength in their projections. They became reliant on it. I am not so foolish. Be silent. Die.
That was scary. Hey! Hey! He's phased and then he shot me with a laser and did a little rain of stars. Man, fuck that noise. That's so unfair.
Is life really interesting enough to warrant all this pain? Die.
Okay. I don't press my Call of Steel well enough. Like, I could be pressing it between running and stuff. I usually just actively stop to press it anytime I really do it. This is fine.
You will long for non-existence.
What just happened? I think he made a tunnel, but I dashed at the exact same time or something and it didn't even spawn.
Dude, you can't just like stand in the fucking center like that. Mega dick move, friend. An increased area, that's one exalt, finally. But, you know, still a pathetic result, to be honest, unless that's good. It is not.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god, not a single woke orb, not a single fucking conqueror exalt. No big woke fucking gems. Does it say how many endgame grinds and stuff I've done? Those aren't Cirrus's. None of those are Cirrus's. I've done a fucking lot, okay? Dumb.